a super exciting edition of Inside Media Weekly. I'm Ryan Boni, and I am joined again. Kevin Bastos
again
has made it.
Again,
It's made it here
today.
Way to go!
I'm glad. I did go through the rundown, so
oh good.
I'm all set.
I got through the whole rundown.
I didn't see it.
It didn't go out.
But I got through it all.
Nice.
It was very easy to get through it this time.
Justin Pinto is here. Made it here. Everybody's here. We all made it.
Put these away.
But you know who's not made
Force
it?
flashing in your pocket.
I know.
The sea otters have not made it. Where are they?
Rip off.
Is that some sort of like little ice maker thing? I don't know. What is the little? Yep. Oh, there he is, popping up in the corner.
Missed it.
There he
In
is.
the hole. He's up in the corner. Yeah, he's
See you
gone.
later.
Camera shy.
They keep this going.
Wow. This is
What was the one we had on
exciting
for like one day? Remember that one they had on for one day and we found it and then the next day it was gone?
Was it a shark camera? And then it was.
There was one that I feel like we never saw anything. It was just an empty
Well,
tank of water
Well, there
for
was
a long
They
time.
had a grant or something, and the grant ran out. Like when we checked on it.
Once you have the
last
camera hooked
flip
up, how
the
much can
switch
it, how much
anymore.
can it cost?
we can't afford the internet connection.
Sorry.
It's too expensive.
You got to think. I mean, I would imagine that all zoos, or almost anything, has to have internet now.
What?
No matter what, whether you're streaming out a sea otter camera, or you just need to answer emails.
There are a couple of
I
weird
think
places
something needs to be there.
don't have public Wi-Fi still. I was like, I was at a restaurant the other day and I was like, really? Oh, like Eaton Park. I don't think they have public service anymore.
I mean, I can get that. I get that you're not offering it. They have it.
Probably
They have their
They're
own
just
internet.
not sharing it with you.
They're just not sharing it with you.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
Eaton Park still. Hold on, we have to dial into your credit card.
Oh.
Here it comes. All right, hold on. Sorry, 18 people deep in line. Can I pay by check? You take a check?
Ever been to a place where they're still running those chink machines because the internet's
Where
down?
was I?
Oh, yeah.
I was somewhere
Are
not
they,
that long ago,
imprint?
and their credit card machine was down, and they had to break out
Oh yeah.
the imprint machine. You should have seen these people trying to you could tell they had never used it. It was like the first time this poor employee on the register. What? Which way does it go? How does it work?
Right.
Yeah. Oh man, it was awesome.
So we're
I was surprised they still had it.
That's true. If that's your Mercy backup, I guess you got to keep it around. Oh, you.
Sorry,
taking the
I
tag
wasn't
off?
prepped. Sorry.
Well, how are people going to know who you are now on the show? There's wait for the graphic to
You
appear at the
introduced
bottom.
me. Your
Oh, yeah.
awesome introduction.
Don't we do graphics?
Yet
Don't we do
again,
graphics
yeah.
in
There's
the
some
middle of the
graphics.
show?
They will appear. They will appear in post production.
Anyone
The
have an
editing.
obnoxious graphic that goes below us? Super genius. The old Wile E. Coyote days. Ow, Katrin threw me at. Oh, I was ribbed. Said that, and I just heard some laughing from camera operators.
That's not nice at all.
Joel, though, he's still keeping it
behind
stoic
you.
over there.
He's
No,
snuck in behind you.
move that camera over there. Get it on, Joel.
I don't seem to sit
So-
still. Joel has to go very often and read a dish because I'm like
You
off
just
and
slowly
on.
just start to creep while the show's going
This
on.
is another spectacular show.
So there's sad news. Oh wait, you got something.
Wait.
I told Ryan this yesterday. Went to brunch for Mother's Day. Close by. Naturally, right next to us, family from Peters.
Oh, nice.
The grandma says, "You look very familiar.
Oh, no.
Are you on TV?" I said, "I am on TV." She goes, "I knew you looked familiar." I go, "I also have your granddaughter in math class." She goes, No, it's TV. It's
TV.
It was people. That is now like 7 confirmed viewers in all our years.
All right, well, let's all say hi to the
Hey.
grandmothers that are watching. Thank you for
Howdy.
watching.
Yes.
Keeping our numbers up. We have some sad news.
He went there.
So Margot Kidder, famous mostly for her Lois Lane portrayal, is passed away at 69 years old. I have to say, as somebody who didn't read any of the comic books, but
Not
really,
many people read Superman.
but really got excited when the
Or
movie
didn't
started to
used
come out. Well, she epitomizes to me the portrayal of Lois Lane. I don't know how accurate it was to what the comic books were, but
Depends on who's the artist
Sure.
at the time.
but I loved that she was kind of tough and aggressive, but played her with a little bit of absent-mindedness, which I thought was great. Which, here's this great reporter, but she can't spell very well, and she's so centered on her stories that she's kind of unaware of things around her, which makes it somewhat believable that when Superman puts those glasses on, you can't tell.
Relax. You had me, and then you went too far.
But it's believable-ish enough as a viewer to maybe buy that she might not be, even though he's right there every day next, there. But who are you?
What?
Wait a minute.
I thought Kevin Bastos was here today. Oh, he's back.
Oh, good. I was wondering where you went. But of course,
Speaking of where it went,
Where did it went? Yeah.
Oh, so for instance, like Terry Hatcher's performance in Lois and Clark, they kind of played her kind of as a weakling, always in danger. I've only seen a couple episodes of Smallville, so I didn't really check out. But and Kate Bosworth was in the Brandon Ruth Superman Returns.
that one short-lived.
Erase.
Did we lose?
turned itself
power?
off for
I
some
had
reason.
that problem. And then I like who's playing Amy Adams is
Amy
playing
Adams
it
now?
now.
She's good.
And I like her as an actress, but again, I don't feel like the Lois Lane character is kind of.
Well, there's a whole lot of problems with DC Cinematic Universe right now, and it's
What?
I'm Amy Adams' portrayal of Lois Lane is
not real high on the.
not high on the
Problem.
list. It's down the list a ways.
Not surprising to me.
Yes,
But
Superman's mustache is higher on the list of
apparently,
problems.
yes. And there was actually an article talking about
Oh boy.
the mustache and how it impacted Mission Impossible and all this kind of stuff.
I can't wait to see how it impacted Mission Impossible when I see Mission Impossible.
But I do want to say, especially for me as a kid, I was at that age. I missed Jaws was just a hair before me, so Star Wars, Close Encounters, and Superman kind of really, as someone who, as a kid who liked writing stories stuff like that. I mean, it really kind of opened my eyes to a lot of possibilities in movies. And the tagline for the Superman was "You'll believe a man can fly" or whatever. And certainly, I think that where we are today with Marvel starts kind of with the Superman movie, passing the baton then to Tim Burton's Batman, and then Chris Nolan, of course, picking up with Dark Knight. Interesting that it's all DC until.
No, I would disagree. I think X-Men played a big part of that
Sure.
role when it first came out. And that was, the first escapade into that whole level. And I think that passed back and forth.
But to really take a property seriously, and that's what amazes me about Superman. Obviously Star Wars was an enormous hit, but it came out of nowhere. Nobody knew anything about it. To take a property that, George Reeves portrayed it pretty well in the TV, but he was Superman in underwear. It was kind of like this, and of course Batman, Adam West Batman was kind of very campy. But so everybody knew Superman, and so.
But even when those shows came out, they'd been around for 30 years already.
Or longer.
But to break that notion.
Has Superman hit 80 yet? I mean, I think they just hit their 75th anniversary.
Yeah.
30s?
So they started in the 30s. So if you start, right? Was Superman on in the 60s?
Well, 2030 for Reeves, but I was the Batman in the 60s. That's a little longer. Wasn't Detective...
It came out in 1930 something,
Okay.
right? No.
So
Or
30.
it was 1940 even. They just hit the 75th anniversary of Batman. So all the DC superheroes seem to be turning 75.
I don't know, maybe I was wrong.
I thought they just all. I didn't have all those books that said 75 years old. We'll have to read.
I don't know.
When was the Superman TV show? 60s or 50s?
50s.
Was it the 50s?
Yeah, Superman was 50s.
So then it would be like 20 years of comics or something.
But Batman was more like 30.
Action's a little bit older than Batman. Action's a couple years ahead of.
Yeah, 2. I think it's 2.
Just hit 1,000 in Detectives in the 980s.
Right.
So like 2 years, yeah.
But again, this was a movie that had people already had a preconceived notion about what Superman was, and then for people to actually, I mean, it ended up being.
We'll take the break from the 50s. If it was in the 50s to the 80s, was it the 80s that the movie came out? So you're talking about
70s.
late
70s,
70s.
79, something like
40-year
78.
break between the You had 20, maybe 25 years of comics, did a TV show, then 40-year window until you make a movie.
They were filmed about the same time, right?
What's that?
Superman and Superman 2?
Yes, they were. Yeah, because of course Richard Donner was fired partway through, and then they had Richard Lester come in to finish it, and then Superman kind of went off on its own little tangent. So the first movie's great, and I will say, as somebody who doesn't, okay, as somebody who doesn't particularly care for origin stories per se, I want to say this may be one of the best crafted origin stories. I feel like they kind of hit all the notes and got through his. And the kid that played the teenage Clark Kent, I really thought he was well cast and stuff like that. And then there's a lot more comedy in 2, and then 3 and 4 kind of
We're terrible.
went off the beaten path a little bit. So, Richard Pryor was an interesting choice. I loved Evil Superman. Seeing Christopher Reeve play Evil Superman as part of it, but and it's interesting now that we've Chris Reeve is passed, Margot Kidder, Marlon Brando's gone, Ned Beatty gone, I think.
Right? Don't believe so, but I don't.
I'm sorry
know.
if I bumped you off.
I
felt like he just passed away, but maybe I'm wrong.
Is Richard Pryor still with us?
Pryor's dead.
Gone.
Right, I thought so. I don't want to.
The guy who played Jimmy
I'm
Olsen
sorry,
is
Ned
still
Beatty.
alive.
I bumped you off. You're still alive.
Yeah, I think the kid who played Jimmy Olsen is still alive, and who's the other one?
Perry White just passed away too. The guy who played him, right?
I don't know.
I do not know.
The Superman's mother character. I'm trying to think of other iconic members. Oh, Hackman's still alive.
Sure.
But
I did watch one episode of the new Superman sci-fi show. It was pretty good.
Okay.
And I even think my wife was into it, and I was like, well, what? And she's like, no, I won't watch. I'm like, you were into it. Like, you were like I turned it on. I just found it on demand and turned it on one night, and she was like sitting next to me. She's like, what are you watching? I'm like, Superman. She goes, well, this is, I go, well, let's talk like how Superman, it's like before Superman, it's like all on Krypton and so on. And she was watching it. Like, she didn't just like zone back into her phone, and then she's like, and then I was trying to wait her out. Like, she'd want to watch, and she hasn't. So I might have to go back by myself. But it was pretty good. You might like it.
I do not have time for another TV show.
Sure, you.
Do not. I don't have time to keep up with the ones I like.
You might love this one.
I lingered off in the Netflix Marvel universe. Still
I
like
did linger
4
off.
episodes into Jessica Jones, and I liked it. Don't have time.
Yeah. I liked Daredevil. I got like 7 episodes into Daredevil, and then
No, I watched the whole first season. Then I watched 3 or 4 episodes of Jessica Jones, then stopped. I know. I'm being...
you got Punisher to get through.
I know.
Daredevil season 2.
And Iron Fist, which I've heard is nothing to look forward to.
I believe I've heard the same thing.
I've heard it's awful. Luke Cage is supposed to be very good.
The Defender's coming. Is that an Netflix?
It's gone. It's out there already.
Oh boy, we are way behind.
I know. Inhumans, I heard, was the worst thing ever put on a screen.
Is that on ABC?
I think it was on ABC, and then they transferred over like just
ABC.
on demand.
Oh, I was gonna say. Well, they're smaller
Yeah, we're not
stations.
even trying with that one anymore. So I don't know.
Speaking of not trying
Wait,
anymore,
isn't there a movie coming?
there is.
So I was doing the show.
Defenders movie?
No, in
Inhumans.
Oh, Inhumans movie?
Yes.
Same cast?
I do not
I
know.
don't think so.
Wow. Okay,
Maybe
bold.
it is, let's see here.
Okay.
As I look up,
Yeah, this is really exciting. This is a great TV show about people looking up stuff on the internet.
If only there was a place we could find these answers ourselves.
Gotta go. Next episode Inside Media Weekly.
while I
Send in your
look this up,
questions.
Avengers made some money.
More money.
62 million again.
It's a lot
Topped
of money.
$1 billion internationally, 5th largest global release of all time. I thought this was great. They said this is the first April ever to have $1 billion in box office. Avengers was only out for 4 days of it, right? And it made a quarter of the April gross. Wow. In 4 days' time.
I just love how summer keeps getting earlier and earlier.
I really want to know how much money Infinity War is going to hang on to compared to Deadpool this weekend.
That'll be interesting to me. I think Deadpool will win.
I think Deadpool will win also, but I think Deadpool might make like $50 million, and
And
Avengers
makes
still
like
could make
40.
like, yeah, $35 million or something crazy.
I think the week after they'll be neck and neck for #1 film.
And the
Unless there's
Solo
something
will come
else.
around.
Solo.
Is Solo that weekend?
Yes.
Okay, then it'll be neck and neck for #2 film.
It's Solo, Deadpool, and Avengers. See, I don't
2
know.
weeks off?
No,
No.
it's Deadpool this weekend,
And then Solo.
and then
next
Solo
week.
next weekend.
Wow.
And
Is
then I
Deadpool
don't,
on Friday or is it on?
Deadpool, well,
earlier?
Thursday, early release, Friday, yeah.
Okay. Well, that was going to be my question was, so you're saying that book club is not going to knock off.
Sorry. Show dogs.
Although I didn't realize that I was, obviously the women are all in the trailer. Although I saw Don Johnson was, in the one shot.
He's in book club.
But did you realize? I didn't realize like
Wow.
how many How many people they have in this
Is it an
movie?
all-star cast?
I mean,
Let's get Abraham Lincoln in this one too. Let's get him out here.
Can we get Daniel? We can't get him. How about Daniel Day-Lewis? Can we get
Daniel Day-Lewis.
He's retired, isn't he?
What? Yeah, he is. I love every movie I've seen him in.
but so of course
So
you
good.
got Diane Keaton, Jane Fonda, Candice Bergen, Mary Steenburgen, who are the the four leads. But and Andy Garcia's got a brief second.
He's got a. Yeah, he was in the preview.
Craig T. Nelson,
Craig T. Nelson.
Don Johnson, Alicia Silverstone, Richard Dreyfuss, and Ed Begley Jr.
It's a lot of
all
people
gonna be-
to all be crushed by Deadpool this weekend.
or Show Dogs.
Or show dogs.
Will Arnett, right? Is in that? Is he the only human that's not a talking dog? in it?
Oh, Will.
I think.
How the mighty have fallen.
I'm not familiar with Show Dogs.
I've... Nope.
Yeah,
It's-
Will Arnett.
Yet another movie about... Oh, boy. Talking dogs.
Well,
I've got this idea for a movie. The dogs talk.
do you want the synopsis of Snow Dogs? Would be Max, a macho solitary Rottweiler
Who talks?
police dog. I'm sorry, a macho solitary Rottweiler police dog is ordered to go undercover
Is it a widow?
as a primped show dog in a prestigious dog show, along with his human partner, to avert a disaster from happening.
You can't even go the nature of the disaster. They just have 17 adjectives for the dog
Stanley Tucci's in it too.
with 3 legs.
RuPaul is in it. Oh, voice. Oh, Stanley Tucci's just voice. Alan Cummings' voice.
okay.
Shaquille O'Neal is one of the voices.
I mean,
Gabriel
changed my
Iglesias.
opinion.
Gabriel Iglesias. Ludacris. I mean, we're talking
Ludacris
An
and
all-star.
Shaq.
yeah, same movie.
Voices.
And RuPaul.
Cow.
Just
and
voices.
RuPaul.
The voiceovers, just voices.
Oh, I guess RuPaul must actually be in the movie.
Oh, well,
They
no,
actually
I stand
took
corrected.
JFK's speeches and crafted him into another role that he could speak for this one.
So Deadpool is going to win this weekend. Is that what we're predicting? Or
I think it will. I mean, it's rated R,
Or
which
does
hurts
the
its
R? Yeah, I
chances.
was going to say, does that hurt?
Made a boatload of money last time.
What did it open at last time?
A lot. I think 60.
What Avengers? This is third week, right? Is that right?
Correct. It was 250, then 100
No, this
something.
past weekend was the
60.
third weekend.
This is 3 weeks of
okay,
Avengers
so
out. Yeah.
next week will be the 4th week.
Yeah,
Correct.
So we're certainly on repeats by now. We're not. There's probably not very many people going first time.
I'm interested to see how much it slows down, because it could literally, like, it passed Black Panther
I'm
worldwide.
stunned by that.
Worldwide already. But now we're at the point where it's all repeat viewers, and now you've got Deadpool, and you've got Solo coming out amongst other movies in the summer and so on. Will it get enough repeat viewers to pass Black Panther domestically? Like, it's not that close domestically right now that it's like a shoe-in to go over the top. It needs like another $100 million, I think, domestically.
Deadpool's opening. Why do they have a 5-day here? So it opened over Valentine's
Day weekend.
Oh, because
It was a Wednesday opening, wasn't it, the first time?
Yes,
So it
I
was
think you're right.
132 million from February 12th to the 14th, but it was 152 million from the 12th to the 15th. So if you count 4
That's
days,
a lot of money.
That's way more money than I thought it made.
and then
opening.
56 week 2, 31 week 3. So I mean, it was
56 in week 2.
For an R-rated movie.
And please understand, on Valentine's Day.
But
I mean, my wife notwithstanding, not a lot of people are going out to see that movie for a Valentine's Day date.
by the way, number 2 that week of week 2, Kung Fu Panda 3. The opening movies that week were Risen, The Witch, Race were in the top.
Wait a minute, was that one movie?
No,
or
I'm sorry,
3?
Risen, The Witch, Race.
Risen,
How to Be
comma,
Single
The
was
Witch
also
Race.
out. Zoolander 2 and
Zoolander 2.
The Force Awakens was in week 10. The Revenant was in week
Ouch.
9. So it did not obviously have much competition.
I don't think I've seen Zoolander 2.
I heard you're not missing.
Not many
I've
people
heard.
have, I don't
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
I believe the box
I have a
office
large
told me,
company.
I believe the box office numbers have indicated that you are in the majority.
And then you gotta love the next week that it's Star Wars or Solo against nothing. There are no other wide releases.
What are you kidding me? The Misandrists.
Comedy thriller in summer 1993 because people have been wanting to relive
Oh, yeah.
1993 in film form.
I don't think that's a year I want to relive.
S-
That was a summer at college. Maybe I'd want to relive that.
I was 11.
So, Solo Deadpool, are they gonna be able to both make enough money, or is this gonna be where one kind of? I mean, obviously they're.
If Solo gets good reviews, it'll make a ton of money.
I think it's a tremendous mistake for Disney they're crushing themselves on that one.
By putting these out so close.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't wait till like June.
I understand Memorial Day is a big weekend, but my gut was saying put Solo on Memorial Day weekend and push Deadpool back to sometime in the middle of June.
Is Deadpool Disney also?
Well, it is now. Although I heard that fell through. Wasn't that on the agenda we didn't get? That the Fox purchase, the Disney purchase of Fox properties fell through. Somebody else came in. Comcast came in with a bigger offer of cash to take them.
Cash talk sometimes. And I got to imagine we were talking about a pretty substantial amount of money in the first offer, so to go bigger.
It was a bigger offer of cash, from what I'd heard. Put on the rundown.
Well, it does say.
Is Disney just going to come back and say, okay?
Comcast makes another bid to derail.
I don't know. Yeah.
But they say, even if it gets approved, they're still not looking until the end of summer 2019 for it all close out. So
so much paper.
A year.
So much paper. Oh.
Initial here.
When you buy a house
and
you got
sign
the
here, here,
mortgage
and
thing.
here.
I bet you
Gosh.
that buying Fox is probably a couple extra pages.
I would
worth of
expect.
stuff.
Allowable in these circumstances, but not for this. And yes for these, but no to those. And partially
You
for
can't
that.
say Captain Marvel
Right.
on the cover.
Right. Can
Of
we,
the DVD.
Can we start to call in retrospect Scarlet Witch now?
Let's check the paperwork. Get the paperwork in here.
How does she appear in the credits?
Wanda.
Just Wanda Maximoff. Yeah.
Okay.
Same with Pietro Maximoff.
Not Quicksilver.
No.
Although he's on Maya right now, isn't he?
Dead. He's dead.
Well, we all know that's probably not
dead.
totally.
Like I said, somebody's got a script right now that brings both of them together.
Oh yeah, solves the whole problem.
Right. In Avengers 12, The Quest for More Money.
So I was wondering, with all this Marvel.
Oh, I got another thing for
Oh, yeah.
rundown. Yeah.
What do you got?
Did you guys see on the Goldbergs?
Did not
Rick Moranis.
making an appearance.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Except not an
Wow.
appearance, just voice.
Oh,
First acting he'd done since 2007. He hasn't been on screen since 1998.
That's crazy.
But he voiced Dark Helmet.
for the Goldberg.
It was pretty good. It was like
Wow.
a dream kind of a sequence where Rick Moranis' voiced Dark Helmet. I want to say it was like a 2-minute sequence. Pretty cool scene. So
That's what brought him out of retirement.
listen,
I think he's technically retired. I think he hasn't retired. Like he didn't say I'm going to retire. He just basically said I'm going to stop
I'm
acting
done.
and take care of my family.
right? That's his wife died,
And he became like a stay-at-home dad, didn't he?
And yeah, the only thing he did was an actual reuniting with what is his name? The Bob and Doug for a 2-4
Larry
anniversary. And it was just
And he's like,
direct
and
to
I read
video kind of thing.
something about him coming back, and he said he goes, I couldn't work to take care of my family, and then I realized I didn't miss it terribly much, so I'm not trying to work, and
Right.
I've been enjoying myself, and everything's good. So
But he missed the Ghostbusters reboot, so
He was offered,
he
and he
was-
said no, thank you. I think he was one of the few who said no, thank you.
everybody else is like, we'll make a cameo.
Everyone took a dump on that movie. I did not think it was terrible. I thought it was okay.
Okay.
I
Is
laughed.
it gonna be Ghostbusters 2, I assume?
They will not. It did not
Or
make much money.
Ghostbusters 5.
7,
What are we
whatever
up
the heck it is. Yeah, they.
are we counting the cartoons?
Which
to?
cartoons?
Well,
Yeah.
The real Ghostbusters or
Slimer.
the Ghostbusters?
Doesn't Slimer have his own
Slimer, I think, had a spin-off
series?
from the real Ghostbusters. Yes.
How long did that last? Was that multiple seasons?
Well,
or was that
the Ghostbusters was actually a property released in like the 1960s,
How long
70s
was
under the Hanna-Barbera mess, and they had sort of a live-action cartoon. I think it was like 13 episodes, and when they came back, they sought that property, and then they re-released cartoons afterward under the moniker The Ghostbusters, and then they put out The Real Ghostbusters.
it was called Slimer
cartoon.
and the Real Ghostbusters?
Right.
Okay, I thought it was. Okay.
Oh yeah, it was
It
total
was a very
mess.
confusing time at that point in
Look
time.
back on some of the original Ghostbusters cartoons are so bad, painfully awful.
Cartoon Slimer. Okay, so so Slimer, it was 1988 to 1990 was Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters. So, wow, fun for the whole family. It says.
That's, yeah.
You know what drives me crazy?
Fun
sometimes?
for only a small
Because when you're
segment
going
of the
back
family.
into these like shows of the 80s and that, like, what Comcast, because now they'll say like season 1, episode 1, so you can keep track of what you've watched and so on. But like, my Comcast guide does not match like Netflix, which does not match Amazon Prime with season numbers and so on and so forth. Like, on TV, there's only like on these one kid show, it's like there's only been like 2 seasons. You go on Amazon Prime, it's like 8 seasons. It's like, how can, like, you're looking for season 2, episode 5, and it's really like season 1, episode 10 on Comcast, and it's like you're trying to find. Why can't we just get this? Why can't the libraries all just mesh? You know. Didn't they say what it was? Like,
Well,
why does
I
Amazon call it something
think-
different?
I could be wrong.
Or are they breaking it up to sell different things to you on Amazon?
But well, that I know they repackage some of it, but I think sometimes too, a lot of these places will do production order, and others will do air date order. I know, having watched all the Star Treks, you know, you've got the way they were produced, and then the way they aired were most.
that is
most of
very
the series
different.
are
And
very
let alone
different.
Star Date. I mean, you know.
Well,
Yes.
we're almost out of time, but I did want to ask.
Oh, and the
I was figuring, you know, watching all the Avengers make all this money. I assume DC. I was figuring, you know, I'm sure DC is going to have to turn to The Rock and Mark Wahlberg in order to save themselves. Although there was talk that Peter Jackson might be doing a DC. He's debating between the Lord of the Rings Amazon series, TV series, and possibly doing a DC movie. I think.
Wouldn't he?
They're gonna-
Who's going to do if Peter Jackson's not doing Amazon Lord of the Rings? Who's going to do it? Like, can we? You know,
pass that off. He's already done.
he's done a lot.
I wouldn't do that again. That was
Well, this is
Pete
supposed to,
Jackson.
isn't it supposed to be bigger? Isn't the scale
my
of the Amazon
Lord.
show supposed to be bigger than
I
the
don't
scale
know.
of the movies?
Oh my gosh.
That seems
Like the amount of money Amazon already pumped into it.
14 endings. To,
I mean,
as opposed to. So I don't know. We're going to see. You know, Black Adam supposedly he's going to maybe be in Suicide Squad 2, maybe do his own movie. It's supposed to be The Rock, and then Doc Savage. He's rumored he really wants to play Doc
the
Savage. So
5 minutes I watched the Suicide Squad was so bad.
I watched the whole thing.
It
My
was so
children
bad.
loved it.
Oh, so bad.
I understand.
It was so. Am I wrong?
No, it was awful. It was
Okay.
awful.
I was
There
on
were
5
there were a
minutes.
couple things that were redemptory about it, but most of it was a pain. Like Will Smith.
which part?
Good?
Good. Or
Yeah, I thought it was good.
okay.
He was right. Deadshot.
Yeah. Yes, he was good.
The rest of the movie.
Not so good. Perhaps The Rock making an appearance.
Well, it
Black
does not
Adam's
be
going to
worse.
be what DC needs in order to make its triumphant return.
Wrap it up. 30
That's all
seconds.
we got.
Joel's freaking out.
That's all time. So we'll have to check out next show. Thank you for pointing me to the camera. Next show, we'll have to discuss, you know, whether or not Deadpool is able to take down the Avengers, and
Yes.
who is going to go up against Solo for the #1 spot in the box office next week on Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.